Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to review a book, and that is Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabby Rivera. I actually got an ARC for this from Bookish First, but I don't have it physically right now. It was actually released in 2016, so I decided to just buy the audiobook on Audible, and I listened to the audiobook so I could review it in ish time for the release date, which is the 17th of September. As I said, it was released in 2016, but it got re-released from a bigger publisher, so more people are gonna read it, which I think is really great. Juliet Takes a Breath follows Juliet, surprise surprise. She is a Puerto Rican from Bronx, which, since I'm not from America, I don't know a lot about, but that's beside the point. She is lesbian and she got an internship with this really famous author who wrote this fiction book called Raging Flower, and in this book she writes about vaginas and feminism and a lot of openness about queerness and stuff like that. So Juliet really discovered herself through this book and really looks up to this author, and she got an internship with her. So she's going to Portland for the summer for this internship. Juliet is also in college. Right before she leaves for Portland, she also comes after her family, and she feels like they don't take it that well, but that is more discovered throughout the book. The book is kind of like a typical following a student or a teen throughout their summer, where they just follow them throughout the summer. It's not like a super plot twisty or super intricate plot thing. It's more about her discovering herself and discovering a totally new side of the LGBT community with gender pronouns and trans people and other way you can identify as. There's a much more complicated world out there for queer people than she realizes, and she is going to stay with this author, as I said. Her name is Harlow, and she is a white woman, and well, the main character is not white, and she realizes that a white woman feminism is not as including and, what can I say, as great as she could realize. Even though Harlow is not a straight woman, there is so many more sides to feminism than what Juliet considered. She learns so much, and we have so many important discussions throughout the book about racism and white privilege, the LGBT plus community, etc. Some really deep conversations and a lot of reflections from Juliet, how she learns and evolves throughout this summer, because she, expected this super cool internship with this woman she really looked up to, and she still looks up to her, but she can see the flaws and how not every woman can relate to a book she wrote. But at the same time, it was not to say that this book is bad, but it's hard, for a white woman to realize how it is for women of color. I just really liked her open reflections and how she learns and all this point of view upon masturbation and the period and the vagina in general. It was all really positive. There is a lot of, as I said, deep conversation that are challenged and learned from and discussed on page. So generally it's just filled with so many important topics that is discussed and open, and especially for women of color as well. And as a person who's not white, I really enjoy that we got this point of view and not just the white feminist point of view as well. There was these points of the book that I really enjoyed where Juliet realizes and discovers things about herself and how she enjoys life. She just self-discovers, and I just really felt for her, and I was just, when she was happy, I was so happy. I generally was so into her story, wanting her to be okay, wanting her to realize all these amazing things around her, but also all the hardships that comes with, our sucky world. And I generally just enjoyed it a lot. I feel like it was a very important read. I loved that the main character was, not white, and her learning about life. The story is written very thought flowery. I would say how we follow Juliet's thought pattern a lot. So we are a lot in Juliet's head, but the audiobook was very good at narrating her. I feel like I enjoyed it a lot also because of the narration of the audiobook, so I really recommend that, because it felt just like listening to Juliet actually speaking and just being in her mind literally, and with the voice it just worked really well. So I would recommend this a lot for anyone because you can learn so much. There's a lot of queer community one-on-one where you're like, you start from scratch where you don't know almost anything. So like if you're a person who just wants to learn more, feel like you are on the outside not knowing where to begin, I feel like this is a nice book to start with, also to just get into the community. And that's fine, you know, it's allowed to not know everything, as to tell Juliet. There's a lot of things she doesn't know, and that's totally okay. As I said, there is like racism and homophobia, etc. trigger warnings for that in this book, but it is all challenged and discussed. I recommend this a lot. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I don't really know what more to say. Oh, and there is also cheating in this book, trigger warning for that as well. But generally, as I said, I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's a really important book. I am excited that I have an arc of this, just not with me right now, and that's totally okay. And thank you so much for watching the next video. I will have another video up soon, so you will see me then. Bye!